Hello, my name is Moni and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about something that is really important for me and I guess everyone here in Canada or anywhere else. It is about talking about your credit score and how to, boost up or how to maintain a good credit score. So I was an immigrant to this country 5 years ago now. It has been 5 years and the journey has been amazing, no doubt. But I had to learn how to maintain and how to improve and how to have a great credit score over the years. And I'm now happy to say that my credit score is above 800. And during the years, I have learned few strategies, few tips that I would like to share with you guys in order to have a good credit score. And having a good credit score affects in many ways. I recently got a mortgage and you could get a better rate on mortgages, you could get better rates in even the line of credits, or there could be many more options open to you because you just have a good credit score. So it's really important from what I believe. And yeah, let's get started and share some of the ideas or some of the strategies that I use to keep my score high. The first thing I always do is I always pay my credit card bill in full at the end of the month. I always do that. I never do minimum payments. You could do that, it depends on you, but at least do the minimum payment or something more than the minimum payment because the interest rates on this credit cards are really high. So I always pay my credit card bills at the end of the month and always pay them in full. The second thing that I do is I only use 30% to 35% of my credit utilization to the limit of the credit card. So if my credit card has $10,000 of limit, I try to aim and try to use only $3,000 worth of limit in the credit card. This really helps. And if you can, if you have multiple cards, you can do some other payments on the other card, but try to only use for 30% of the limit of the credit card. The third thing that I do is don't try to have too many hard inquiries. So by hard inquiries, they can be for anything, for opening a new credit card or for maybe having a mortgage, because like having a mortgage is good, it's a good it's something that you really need, but don't open unnecessary credit cards, line of credits, or maybe different accounts where you need to have a hard inquiry on your account. Like limit that. So I do it at least, like there are cases where you need to do your hard credit check, and that's okay. I usually do like 2 or 3 in a year. I don't do much. And I think because that really helps to maintain my credit score. And a credit check, if you do multiple credit checks, it really hits your credit score. So try to do as less hard inquiries as required. Yeah, you can always you use apps like Borrowell and Credit Karma to check what is your credit score. Or even if you are in Canada and if you have Scotiabank account, you could see your credit score right there in your Scotiabank app. So always go there, see the app, and see what hard inquiries were done in the past year or this year, and how can you reduce them, and in the near future, and how can you, and also see the credit report which says how much your credit score was affected when you did those hard inquiries. So you could get an idea on how actually it affects your credit score. The next thing I do is I always pay everything using my credit cards. I never use my debit cards, never ever. So I also mentioned that I only do 30% of the utilization of the credit limit. So I have multiple cards and these cards are used for different purposes, and I do all my payments, my bills, everything using the credit card. I never use my debit card. So the advantage to that is if you're there can be different credit cards having different options. I have one which provides me a cashback. I have an American Express one which provides me points which I can use in for booking flight tickets or anything that I want to do. And I have a credit card that provides me scene points, which really helps me to purchase or do groceries for free, or I can make an entire video about it on what credit cards are used and what are the benefits of those credit cards. But that is something that we can discuss in some other video, not in this one. So the thing that I was trying to say is always pay your bills and everything using a credit card. You can always set up pre-authorizations where it will directly get deducted from your credit card. So that is something you could do, and it would really boost up your score. The next thing that I would like to talk about is don't keep on purchasing new credit cards like in every few months. I only have like 3 or 4 credit cards over the past 5 years, and I use them all, and I use them wisely. So I don't and like have multiple credit cards which I don't even need, and which can be bad for you because it will have a hard inquiry on your account. So I don't do that, and it's also difficult to maintain all these credit cards. Then the more cards you have, the more you have to maintain them. So it's always good to have limited credit cards. If you have less credit cards, you can maintain them easily. The next thing is don't just close your credit cards if you don't use them. Like I have a credit card that I don't use, but it's the oldest credit card that I got as a student when I was coming to Canada. So I didn't close that account. I don't use it, but don't close it, because all your credit history, your credit history is built on that credit card. So that card is the oldest card that you have. Don't close it. Don't use it, but don't close it. There's a difference, because if you close your credit card, or the entire history of the credit card, the entire history of your credit is gone when you close that credit card. So I keep all my credit cards, whichever I had, I keep them, and I just don't use them if they are not required. The next thing, and I cannot emphasize that enough, is never do a late payment on a bill or on your credit card account. Just always do the minimum payments. Or also on the bill payment, always try to pay them on time, because if you do it once or twice, it won't hinder. But I believe if you do it multiple times, it can hinder your credit card score. I have not done it, but I have read a lot about it, and I have never missed a bill. But also I have read about it that if you miss your bill payments multiple times, it will affect your credit card. So don't try to do that, and always pay your bills on time. Try to have multiple types of credit types. By credit types, I mean maybe a mortgage or personal line of credit cards. Try to diversify as much as you can, because this again will help you build your history. If you pay your mortgage on time, it will help you to improve your credit score in the longer term. Also, it depends on, if you have a personal line of credit and you have used the personal line of credit, so while paying it back, it will show you that you have a good credit history, and it will boost up your credit score. So always try to keep different types of credit. It has helped me throughout my journey, and also a lot of new options were open to me once I have a good credit score. And at the end of the month, always check for all the statements in your credit card. Like I usually have I have 4 credit cards, I believe. I don't use all of them. I use maybe 2, but I always check the monthly statement for all the credit cards, because it's necessary. You don't even know, but sometimes you might use a credit card, but if you miss a payment, it's gonna hit your credit score crazy. So always try to see that you are paying everything on time and before the cycle ends, and check all the old and new credit cards you have. Check the statement and see if you have made any payments, or if you have made any expense and you forget to pay for it. Having a good credit score really helps. It has helped me in many ways. For starters, I could say that when my credit score is right now above 800, I believe. It keeps on changing because I just bought a new credit card. So I think it dipped, but it is still about 800. Having a good credit score really helps. I do get a lot of perks. So some of the perks are, so from one of my bank, I automatically was pre-approved for a higher credit limit. So I was initially having maybe 5,000, but then I got pre-approved for 10,000, and now I have 16,000 credit limit with that credit card. So paying every time, making those payments, and having a good credit score, a good credit history really helps. The second thing that happened to me was, I think I was offered a line of credit, a personal line of unsecured personal line of credit of, I think, $15,000 from a bank, without making any hard checks or without doing any credit checks on my account. That is something that is good to have in case of emergencies. And also there was one more advantage that I got. from maintaining a credit score. I think I got pre-approved for a credit card from one bank. I already had an account with that bank, and because I was having a good credit score, they also offered me this new credit card. Because I had a good credit history with the other card, so I got offered a card completely for free and without any credit checks. So this maintaining a good credit score can help you in many ways. Even I got a mortgage. I got my first home this year, so at the time of my mortgage, me and my spouse both had a good credit score, and it can help you to get lower rates, lower interest rates in mortgages, in car mortgages, in everywhere. So keep in mind, have a good credit score, and always keep on working on how you can improve this credit score. That's all I have for today. If you have any questions, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.